If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is...
I want to cover this really neat substance again that I've talked about many times because science is so cool. You know, I've talked about things like the black goo, which you've seen over and over in movies, music videos, etc. I want to talk about the magnetic compound, this magnetic coating that has also been found in other things, such as your medicine. That's right, which I'll show you in a second. You'll be able to see for yourself because somebody did a video and posted it, and you could see it clear as day, and you could see the magnets. So I'll show you that in a second. Oh, documentation, because some of you have been like, well, how is this, is this documented? I've talked many times about it being documented that it's in a certain something. And they recently released in Argentina documentation showing that it's in a certain one as well. And then they came out and said it was a typo in the government documents. So that's up on the website as well, showing you how scientists found a certain substance inside of a certain thing as well. So I can't say any more than that. That's on the website at callfornuprising.com. I hope to see everybody over there. It's well worth it, so check it out. Now, we know, and I've talked about how we're seeing it pop up in more things, right? I've shown you how, there's obviously graph and nanoparticles in the chemtrailing, right? I've shown that. I've talked about that because, we've even seen videos of people showing this on their cars, and people thinking it was pollen and things like that. We've seen people post and show and claim that their meat was becoming magnetized. A lot of people have tried to debunk it and say, oh, it's wet. Well, you could try these things for yourself. Doesn't mean that every single piece might have it or be able to show it. But another thing is also medicine, pills. Take a look at this video of the magnetic coating on these pills and watch as it goes into warm water, dissolves, and then the magnetism is shown as well. So take a look.
I think that's fairly definitive. So what we want to know now, is it the medicine inside? Is it the capsule? What's creating the magnetism? Let's chop this up. Oh, off we go. Everywhere. Sorry about that. Clumsy hands. Okay, and what we're going to do is pop this capsule into some hot water, and we're going to leave it for 5 minutes to dissolve. You can see it in there right now, and we'll let that do its business. Nothing on the powder. Nothing on that bit. Let's have a look and see how our frame gets on in 5 minutes with the black coating on there. We'll cut and we'll come back. Fluoxysilin. After 5 minutes with the ingredients dissolved, let's see how our friend graphene oxide is coming along. That's time to apply the magnet. Oh. Look at that. Leading it away there. Imagine you had a 5G electromagnetic pulse, which you could manipulate this with, for sake. I wonder if it's possible. Well, I can certainly manipulate it with this. And you can see, once I remove it, it will fall to pieces. And as we know, we could reform. And there we go. Just a bit of hot water from a kettle, a magnet. So that's actually the sheathing which appears to contain the magnetic material. Check all of your medicines, people. It's everywhere.
So these are things that people, they'll see it and they still don't wake up to it. And number two is they go, well, you're not proving that it's in the, the so-and-so. Well, go check out the video on my website if you want more documentation. I mean, there's tons over there. And there's tons all over the internet of people who have posted it, who have put this stuff under microscopes, and you could see this certain substance that comes up black, right? And, the governments have been trying to use graphene for a long time and experiment with graphene. And even clips like this are just very interesting if you want to help wake people up and show them what's going on.
In front of the landmark headquarters of Britain's Secret Service.
They had a brilliant new find called a sentient fluid, or a black goo, because it was black and it was goo.
Okay.
And it responded to electrical stimuli.
So black goo is it's an
Sentient.
intelligence?
It's a sentient fluid. They wanted to develop it as a weapon, and they dumped it in the sewers.
Is it in me?
It's in you, and it's in everybody.
So it's
now.
coming out of here right now.
It's in our water supply.
It's in our taps. It's in our...
It's in the air. If we do not sort out our problem, it will. And that means complete deletion of everything on the planet, reset to zero, the Earth will start again.
Systems.
Goo is the biggest single story that people want to know about.
So constantly when it comes to this compound, we're finding it pop up places. We're finding TED Talks deflecting on it, right? We're finding all these mainstream outlets deflecting on it, talking about how wonderful it is. And this, of course, all goes back to the Matrix. It goes back to, well, it doesn't go back to the Matrix, but I used the clip from the Matrix with the battery, turning humans into batteries, and people are like, I don't even understand what that means. Well, I understand it's hard to comprehend, but that's what they're doing, okay? And the metaverse has to do with it. Connecting to the technology has to do with it. The towers that are out there have to do with it. So it's important to note that, but it's also important that there's other methods being used to get and use this wonderful, they call it the miracle, what was the term for it? Oh, I forget what they're calling it. I guess the miracle compound, or, it was going to be, it's the thing of the future. It's going to be to do so many things. You'll be able to take water, ocean water, sea salt, seawater, and purify it so it's drinking water, all this stuff. They talk about how wonderful it is and all the things they can do with it. Well, now they've been experimenting, as you even heard in that clip. They've been experimenting for quite some time with ways that they can use this compound. And they're putting it in a lot of things. So I can't specifically say what, but I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. And again, that's on the website for you to see. But you're even seeing this magical miracle compound showing up in foods and drinks and stuff like that. I had a video up, I believe it's on my other channel, you can see below, where they were finding it in, Pellegrino and things like that, where, pouring in a glass, they're diluting it, and then they're putting, they're putting magnets up, and they're seeing a black substance move around in it. Coca-Cola is another one that recently had, stories came out about that, pulled from the shelves because they were finding soft metals inside of it. And people were like, oh, maybe it's just because of the aluminum can. No, it's because they're putting it in, right? Or what they're doing. And how it's involved in everything. They're putting it in everything. I've covered it even with the toast, right? Remember Rice University with the owl? Of course, they use the owl. Having it in toast. I mean, it's such an utter joke that people don't see this. But they don't want to see it because they don't want to believe it. They only want to see what they're told and listen to what they're told, right? And that's why the silent war has always been the number one weapon of the elites. Things that you can't see right in front of your face, or things that don't happen instantly. Right? That's why with a certain potion, if something doesn't happen instantly and happens 6 months or a year down the line, they'll go, well, there's nothing to do with it. These things just happen. That's what Into the Potion says. And then, of course, when it comes to things with graphene, they'll tell you that it can make people bulletproof, and they tell you that it's going to go inside of, people are going to have it, or it could eventually be in people, and it could cure diseases and track all these things inside of you, like the videos I've uploaded recently, even with nano, showing you, oh, well, nano could be in you. You can live an extra 200 years, right? And then they don't correlate the two. If you want to just call it nano, we'll call it nano. And they still go, oh, yeah, that's not going to ever happen. Well, how do you think they're going to get it in and, start doing it to people or getting people to sign up for it unless they experiment on people? So that's as far as I can go.